the wealth at all costs is a foolish pursuit that people look at when they don't have the wealth. I mean, that's when it becomes an attractive thing, is the idea that, you know, you just got to get that paper. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot over the last few years is that one of the things that drives a lot of people crazy is how many people are obsessed with materialism and getting the latest, greatest thing. It's a hollow pursuit. It's a pursuit that's like, it's not examined closely enough for its hollowness, if that's a word. And it almost seems like it's built into us. I think it's a weird game that people play where it becomes just about getting those points up on the board, and the numbers become meaningless. Like, you don't think, I have $30 million. I can't spend this. This is, if I live a normal life, I'm good. They don't think that.
No,
they think, I need $50 million. I need an island.
Well, there's
I
that
want a
question.
jet. A lot of it is most certainly fueling technology and innovation. And it seems like it's built into us. It almost seems like it's an instinct that we're working towards this, that we like it. Mm-hmm. That our job, just like the ants build the anthill, it's like what we like and what we want, that we're fueling this thing that's constantly around us all the time. And it doesn't seem possible that people are going to pump the brakes. It doesn't seem possible at this stage where we're constantly expecting the newest cell phone, the latest Tesla update, the newest MacBook Pro. Everything has to be newer and better. Well, it makes sense. And the thinking of it as thinking of corporations and just thinking of just human beings communicating online through these social media networks as some sort of an organism it's a cyborg. It's a combination. It's a combination of electronics and biology.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a weird thing, you know, and I've often wondered whether or not our ultimate goal is to give birth to some new thing, and that's why we're so obsessed with technology. It's certainly enhancing our lives in a certain way, but ultimately, is it making people happier right now? Most technology, I would say no. Talking about AI, I realized, like, oh, well, this is a genie that once it's out of the bottle, you're never getting it back in, and it will be able to improve itself.
Yes.
That's where it gets spooky, right? The idea that it can do thousands of years of innovation very, very quickly. In the future, it'll be moving so fast you can't see it without a strobe light, and then we'll be just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
We will be like this ridiculous biological thing trying to stop the gods. And no one's really paying attention too much. When people hear about something like AI, it's almost abstract. It's almost like it's so hard to wrap your head around it. By the time it already happens, it'll be too late. I know that it's probably something that the government's supposed to handle, but it seems like I don't want the government to handle this. Maybe companies could agree. Maybe there could be some sort of we have agreements where you're not supposed to dump toxic waste into the ocean. Maybe this is one of those things. Maybe we should realize that you can't hit the switch on something that's going to be able to think for itself and make up its own mind as to whether or not it wants to survive or not, and whether or not it thinks you're a threat, and whether or not it thinks you're useless. Like, why do I keep this dumb, finite life form alive? Why keep this thing around? Why would I keep this stupid thing alive? Because sometimes it makes good music, sometimes it makes great movies, sometimes it makes beautiful art, and sometimes it's cool to hang out with. For anything objective, standing outside, like, oh, this is definitely a flawed system. Well, we know better because we've advanced. But if we hadn't, we'd be like, man, I don't want to live in a house. I like the chimp ways, bro. Chimp ways to go. This is it, man. Chimp life. It's the only
Chimp life.
It's the only life I know. But we, in a way, to the AI, might be like those chimps. Like, we're crazy. We got torpedoes and submarines and airplanes that drop nuclear bombs indiscriminately on cities. They might go, why are they doing this? It might, like, look at our politics, look at what we do in terms of our food system, what kind of food we force down each other's throats. And they might go, these people are crazy. They don't even look out for themselves. When you're thinking about Instagram, because what essentially Instagram is with a lot of people is you're giving them the opportunity to be their own PR agent. And they always go towards the glamorous. They're letting you know the big gold letters on the side of the skyscrapers. And when anybody does show, hashtag no filter, they look good anyway. You look great. What are you doing? Oh my God, you don't have makeup on. You still look hot as f***. You know what you're doing. I know what you're doing too. And then they're feeding off that comment section. Ooh, just a little sitting there like it's a fresh stream of love. My concern is not so much what Instagram is that I didn't think that people had the need for this or the expectation for some sort of technology that allows them to constantly get love and adulation from strangers and comments and this ability to project this sort of distorted version of who you really are. But I worry about where it goes, where you're not going to want to live in this real world. You're going to want to interface with this sort of world that you've created through your social media page. Some next level thing. What's the next one? Like, where is it? Is it going to be augmented? Some sort of a weird augmented or virtual sort of Instagram type situation? I mean, how ingrained and how connected and interconnected is this technology going to be in our life? A lot of people didn't see Twitter coming, that, you know, communicate with 140 characters or 280 now would be a thing that people would be interested in. We could be here now on our way to the road or on our way to the destination where this can never happen again, where we are completely ingrained in some sort of an artificial technology or some sort of a symbiotic relationship with the internet or the next level of sharing information. The human organism, the animal that we are, needs constant stimulation because it evolved trying to find food and escape enemies, or transcendence from whatever we are now into something that doesn't worry about death. It's possible that a simulation is one day going to be inevitable, that we're going to have something that's indistinguishable from regular reality. Like, it's going to excel, it's going to become more connected to us, right? I mean, it's unquestionable that one day that'll be the case, as long as we keep going. Maybe that's why everybody's like into like mason jars and suede shoes. It seems like people are like longing towards some weird log cabin type nostalgia.
Sure, reality.
Yeah, like holding on, like clinging, just dragging their nails through the mud, like, don't take me yet. As long as nothing interrupts us, and if we start from scratch, and, you know, we're single-celled organisms all over again, and then millions and millions of years later we become the next thing that is us, with creativity and the ability to change its environment, it's going to keep monkeying with things until it figures out a way to change reality and create new things. And then those new things will intersect with other people's new things, and then it'll be this ultimate pathway of infinite ideas and expression, all through technology. Almost like punch a hole through what is this thing into what it wants it to be. And then we're going to wonder, like, why? And that's going to lead to some incredible point because of our ability to express ourselves instantaneously to each other through Facebook or Twitter or what have you. I think there's a movement to that. I mean, in terms of like a social movement, I think some of it's misguided and some of it's exaggerated, and there's a lot of a lot of people that are fighting for their side out there. Some people are just they take advantage of our generous nature. You're not supposed to do certain things that could be terribly damaging, even though they'd be profitable. But it seems like the general trend of like social awareness seems to be much more heightened now than has ever been in any other time in history. You see a lot of people that are, talking about how to get ahead in life, but they're not really doing anything themselves. So there's a lot of cynicism involved in that. But there's also sincerity in it, and you can get, if you just look at it with a pure heart and a pure mind, you can get a lot of energy out of that. And that the trend is to abandon preconceived notions, abandon prejudice, abandon discrimination, and promote kindness and happiness as much as possible. When you're around happy, inspirational people that are successful, it makes you feel better and you get inspired. And if you act on that inspiration, your life will be more fulfilled. And it's not just inspirational in terms of financial success, but in terms of doing difficult things.